Information. Where do you get your information? Trump, this really bragging kind of guy, this tough dude who had 4 deferments from Vietnam, and then his feet hurt. His daddy's doctor said he couldn't go, his feet hurt. He's called generals babies and dopes. This guy that got out of Vietnam 5 times. Is that dishonorable? If it's not, what is dishonorable? Being married 3 times and cheating on every wife? Is that dishonorable? Why did the Christians get behind this guy? I think something is wrong all over America. We've lost something. We've lost morality and honor. We're afraid of losing a standard of living going down, which it is, but we've created that. You elected Trump before, and he cut taxes on the rich. And wealth concentrated. Including, he cuts taxes on himself. He's rich. What don't we understand about that? And they say we need to shrink government. So the rich is going to get richer, and the poor people and the working people that need help from the government are going to get less. But you want to talk about trans people. The boy wants to be a girl and play against girls in the sports. That's an issue like this compared to economics, standard of living. Where are you going to live? How do you pay rent? You're like a damn monkey that's following whatever these manipulators say. Quit being such a stupid ass monkey. Think for yourself. Is abortion a big issue? Yes, it's a big issue. Compared to where am I going to live? How do I pay for rent? What happens if the planet gets even hotter and hotter? Florida is led by Republicans. They deny climate change. Climate change is destroying Florida. You can't hardly get home insurance because of all the hurricanes are worse. Weather extremes. Wasn't the Gulf of Mexico the hottest ever? I had a friend, a scientist. He talked about some people studying the corals in coral reefs near Florida. Somebody putting their hand in the Gulf of Mexico and it's too hot. It's like 100 degrees in this one area. We're believing in mammon and avarice and the love of money. We're believing people that are telling you things that are predators or mercenaries for money. A lot of the right-wing media, oh my gosh, I saw this lady, there's fires in California right now, terrible fires they can't put out. A lot of it having to do with climate change and drought and Santa Ana winds of 80 or 100 miles an hour. What was she saying? Blaming, you can't even, they can't even deal with the situation in a humane and compassionate way. Already blaming, they should have done this. This holier than thou, self-righteousness, it pervades America. It got Trump elected. Self-righteous, intolerant. I'm better than you. So Fox Network, Fox News, owned by a billionaire from Australia, also owns the Wall Street Journal. I want to know what kind of information you get from The richest man in the world, Musk, $280 million during the election because the Republican Supreme Court decided spending money on elections is free speech. Freedom. Freedom to buy America. Freedom to buy democracy. Now, this idea of the general welfare or a more perfect union, now they don't care about that. Money. The Republican Party, including the judges they got in the Supreme Court, money. They kind of like hanging out with billionaires too. Billionaires, man, you can have a good time. You can have a good time with billionaires. I mean, if you're into material wealth, if that's your thing, lust for material wealth and money, you don't really care about your neighbor or your fellow human being or the planet. So we're destroying our home, global warming, and we're destroying each other through greed, tax cuts for the rich. And they're already talking about, we need to cut back on government. We need to cut pensions. We need to cut Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid, and free and reduced lunch and food stamps. Wickedness, I guess I would call it wickedness, immorality, inhumanity. Makes you sad, doesn't it? Elect one of the worst people in the world to lead you. 320 million people. Wasn't just the men, these macho men. What did one of the guys say about, Trump saying we're going to take over Greenland, maybe Canada too, and the Panama Canal? Stupid ass bully. One guy said it's something masculine aggression. We're back to a masculine aggression in America. Wow, these guys are like cavemen with a big old club, and they want to club everybody. Self-righteous bullies, tyrants. We fought a tyrant called George III, and we became a country. Now we've got to fight some more tyrants that we've put in place. We've elected our own tyrants. What do they like to say? Groomed. We've been groomed by billionaires. We've been groomed to be stupid ass monkeys. We've been groomed to do this. Yeah, we're great. We'll vote for you. And then you'll cut taxes on the rich and cut benefits for us because we're a stupid ass monkey. Men and women both deserve a good life. Nobody needs to have a bad life. Nobody needs to boss you around, and you don't need to boss anybody around. The world moves. This is a technological age. We have computers. This computer I'm talking to, it wasn't here when I was growing up. It wasn't here when I was 30. And the internet didn't move like this. I'm 66. It didn't move like this, 10, 15 years ago. And now we have artificial intelligence. And a lot of businesses say we're not going to need as many jobs because this is going to do. And we're going to have robotics, and the technology, and automation. So 320 million people, 320 million, yeah, America. But not just America, 8.2 billion in the world. What jobs are people going to have? What jobs are we going to have? Our kids, and the next generations. What if there's this many good jobs with good pay, and you can buy a house and have money, there's there's this many shitty jobs or no jobs. You're gonna creating a the haves and have-nots. Now you want to. This is America. It should be together and love your neighbor and love the stranger and take care of each other. That's not what we're doing. We're creating a very rich class. The top 1% is the worst, but let's say the top 10%, top 20% is probably doing good. But the bottom 60%, nah, nothing. And probably the middle class, or what it used to be called the middle class, is just struggling and they're afraid. I may lose my house. I may this and that. My insurance is going up. I can't hardly make payments on this and that. And they're cutting back at the company, and I might lose my job. And my wife lost her job, and the job she got is paying half of what it did. Yeah, wake up to fucking reality. The Republicans cut taxes on the rich. That's the number one thing they do. That's the number one thing Trump and the Republicans did last time he was elected. It's the number one thing they're going to do this time. You don't have to be a professor to understand that. You actually have to try to be ignorant to not understand that. It's right in front of you. You can get angry about a man's a man and these trans kids are awful and a man's in charge of the woman and I like my guns and abortion's wrong and immigration's wrong. Well, you just voted for the billionaires. That's what you voted for. So if you get poorer and then you try to blame someone else, just look in the mirror. If you're a billionaire, you're probably happy. Although what you're doing, these really rich people that know what they're doing, you're creating a bad society. You're creating a corrupted society that you have to live in. You can have a gated community, and it's beautiful, and everybody's got the beautiful houses. But if you ever want to come in the city, creating a worse place with higher crime, higher poverty, higher desperation. You're creating this. We are creating this. So yeah, I'm kind of angry at America. I'm angry at my people. And you can say they didn't know what they were doing, or they're scared of losing their standard of living and the quality of life. I don't want to hate. I don't want to hate anybody. But if you're willfully ignorant of politics, of the issues, then you're bad for society. You're bad for democracy. Democracy really needs good people, good citizens that understand what's going on and are engaged in trying to understand what's going on, all the different issues. And if all you're doing is listening to media or social media owned by a billionaire, which most of them are these days, what do you think they're going to sell you? What do you think they're going to tell you? And say, you're a good monkey. Now be quiet, and here's a football game for you. And here's some people to hate. You can hate the trans people or the immigrants or the Democrats, or we have no policies that are going to help you. But you just be, a good little monkey, and we'll entertain you. All right. Sorry, what do they say? If it's in you, it's got to come out. I don't want to be this negative, but I want to be myself and I want to be realistic. And January 9th, 2025. Yeah, this is how I'm feeling. At 11 o'clock in the morning. Sorry. I'm sorry for so many things.